Guys, you're not going to believe it, XP is much higher than it was last season. We actually slightly undercalculated it in the last video due to the figures not actually being posted. We assumed it was part of the Chapter 2 XP experience, but now it's actually been slightly changed. So let me just quickly go over that and I'll explain some more methods to help you level up, as I've been, leveling up throughout the season. I'm already level 17, and to be honest, I've not really played much BR. I spent a lot of time working on something secret I've got coming for you guys very soon. But let me explain the changes. So here are the changes as an overview. The XP itself has actually changed from a total of 13,871,250 for level 200 to actually 14,885,000. So it's increased compared to what last chapter was to level 200. Now what's really sneaky, or really clever should I say, is actually the level 100 is less than it was last time. Now last time to get to level 100 in chapter 2 season 8, I was going to say season 10 there, was 7,700,000, but now it's 7,310,000, so it's less to the level 100. However, the moral of the story is it's actually more from level 100 to 200 at a total of 75,000. And that's because now, here's the overview of the XPs per level. You can see level 1 to 5 is 40,000 to 60,000. Level 5 to 100 is 75,000. Level 100 to 200 is actually also 75,000. So the XP is actually more from that last bit there, 100 to 200, than it was in the previous season. So that means we need a little bit extra XP to hit that level 200. We actually need 1 million in total extra compared to last chapter. So you're probably wondering, where's this XP going to come from? Well, first off, apparently Fortnite have been working on it so you can buy tiers past level 100, which would be super handy. So this is going to come in really handy if you actually just need to buy an extra few tiers towards the end of the season. Let's hope this actually becomes a feature and isn't just a bug. Now, what we do want to look at here is actually the quests that you have this season. So your total quests is actually going to get you to level 100 if you do everything. Every milestone, every daily, every seasonal, every shanter, starting from when the season launched. This will get you over level 100 easily, actually leaving a bunch of XP spare. The total amount of XP you'd get from all of these, I'm not going to go into the exact figures because I did it in the last video, but I'll give you guys the total. The total would be a total of 7,635,000, whereas you only need 7,310,000 for level 100. So you got about 300,000 extra XP there just from doing all of these. Now I'll explain why that is probably unlikely in a second, but don't forget guys, if you are new around here, roughly 80% of you guys watching aren't already subscribed, so tap that subscribe button and don't forget to pop in code POST, that's POST, to your item shop to support the quality content over here. Thank you everyone considering to do that, it really does mean a lot. Now let me just explain why I don't think you're going to get 7 million XP or level 100 just from challenges, because of milestones. In reality, milestones are very grindy. They basically are just casually playing the game, and you'll just generally do these throughout the game. You're never going to really focus milestones, whereas all the others you will probably focus. So that's where that comes into play. Now, let's jump into my creative maps, because I've actually equipped the accolade device, but not only my maps have this, almost a lot of other creative maps do as well. But I've allowed myself to make some kind of tutorial and XP system inside my maps where you guys can get a full crack at it and give you guys a good shot of getting a lot of XP if you follow the challenges in the game. So let me jump into 50 fashion and food fight and give you guys a breakdown of where you can get XP, how you can gain it, and an easy method of just kind of getting XP. So first off, the first thing you can do when you pop into food fight is just search presents. Searching presents is going to give you anywhere between 600 and 1000 XP, depending on if you've already been doing it and how many people have been doing that recently. Searching presents is a great way, and they're scattered all over the fashion show. Not only that, you can also pickaxe the button for judge. Pickaxing the button for judge is going to be very rare inside of 50 fashion because there are 50 players trying to get the judge button, but if you are lucky enough to get the judge inside of 50 fashion, this is going to grant you an absolute ton of XP, and that's really going to help you out, because if you can get a ton of XP, you get 4k straight off the bat just for becoming the judge, just like that. So pretty awesome stuff there if you get the judge role. For those that like to track their progress in game, there is a brand new trophy room inside of 50 fashion which is aimed to help you track your XP and your score to gain even more XP from the trophies. So inside of the trophy room on the right, I've actually designed this to help you guys track each time you're in a game and how much XP you can earn and where you can go. So inside of the trophy room, each of these trophies can be claimed for a certain amount of score. Now because not everyone has the trophy ranks, you can actually claim these trophies if you play 50 fashion a lot, and you can gain a ton of XP. You can see each trophy is giving me 11 11,000 per trophy, and you can claim these every single game to get yourself the rewards, which is going to be super handy if you are a pro at 50 fashion. Again, this is only for the certain amount of players. There aren't that many players that's going to have this high score, so you will have to play a lot of 50 fashion to gain score, but the more score you gain, the higher trophies you can earn and the more XP you can get. And that's inside of this little room I built for you guys here. I've also built an XP room inside of the trophy room. If you go inside of here, you'll notice that there is an entire board that gives you a good overview of how you can earn XP inside of 50 fashion. Each one of these is going to give you a ton of XP if you complete these, and if you do these every single game, you're going to rack up a ton of XP. Also, over on this side, it gives you a breakdown of the main show. So while you're playing the main fashion show, you gain XP. And also, if you want to know how to gain score to claim the trophies, it's on the other side. Score is really crucial if you want to claim them trophies, which is going to come in really handy, and also give you some exclusive items in game, which are going to be helpful for you as a player, and also just anyone in general to flex your items to show how cool you are, I guess, in 50 fashion. So pretty awesome stuff. All right, round one. So first off, you get a bonus XP bonus there for joining into the main show. This is how you gain XP in the main show. I'll give you guys a rundown of that. Also, when you're on the runway, you can just, you know, show off your combo. You make it to round 2 and you get some more XP, 800 there for making it to the emote round. Then once you've got your emote, you can use your icy flopper. This is a really good tip I give. You want to make it to the final round every time, make sure you use your icy flopper, do an emote and come down the runway, do a little dance, and once you do that, you'll also gain even more XP if you get voted through to the final, just like this here, getting put through to the final round. You don't get XP just in here yet, so you got to wait for the emote round to end. Just make sure you watch everyone else on the runway, and once everyone else is finished, you'll go over to the final and you'll get 1,200-ish. It does vary per player to that stage here, and then once you're at the final stage, this is where you can gain another ton of XP by making it to the top 5, and even winning the fashion show will give you a lot of XP. So you can see here, I'm here ready for the glider round. I'm going to get picked into the top 5, so nice, I'm in the top 5. 6,864 in that case. It does vary because it is an accolade device. It varies for how many players are earning it, so that's how it works. And then even coming first gets me 11,441 in this situation for winning the 50 fashion, and that's pretty cool. That'll also grant me score. Now, other methods of getting XP in 50 fashion are as follows. This has been highly requested from you guys, and that's why I'm really focusing on how to gain XP in 50 fashion. Also, I spent a ton of time putting these devices together for you guys to allow you to gain XP. But it does vary per player depending on how many times you've done it, how many players are doing it currently, and just a bunch of factors because it is an accolade device. So first off, let me show you guys maybe the 1v1 arena. So inside of the 1v1 arena, there's several stuff you can do. You can play 1v1s, and you can even go to the minigames. By going to the minigames, you'll be instantly granted XP. Also, you can search presents. This also grants you a variety of XP. Some of the presents may have already been searched, so you may not get XP every single time, but sometimes if the present hasn't been searched, you can see that time I got 1,067 from that present, which is pretty cool. Alright, while you're in here, you can also go to different minigames. Inside of each minigame, they will grant you a bunch of different amount of XP. For example, going into the minigame here on the left, which is the shooting range, will grant you 112 for going in there, and then hitting the targets will also grant you a ton of XP. So I'm getting like 52 this time, a little bit of XP there, a little bit of XP there, so not loads, but decent amount. And if you sit here for long enough, you can just keep hitting the targets and getting XP, and it's quite good to practice your aim. I will be updating these guns to more updated guns. Headed to the death run, you're also granted XP for going into the death run, and while you're inside of the death run, all you got to do is complete it, and if you manage to complete the death run, you'll be granted a bunch of XP as well. So let's get to the end of this death run. I'll skip ahead while I get to the end and see how much I get. So I'm pressing the button after the 25 levels, and 6,626 for completing the death run. How cool is that? So that's what you get for completing the death run, and you can repeat that if you'd like. Also, the mini fashion show. If you join the mini fashion show and go on the runway and someone's the judge, and if you get voted through and win a round of the mini fashion show, you'll also be granted a ton of XP as well. In this situation, I am granted, let's see how much for, wait for it to pop up, 4,214 for winning the mini fashion show, which is pretty fun. And also 1v1. So 1v1s are also granting you XP if you win your 1v1. So head to the 1v1 arena, challenge somebody, and if you defeat that player, you will be granted XP. You can see here I'm fighting someone. Let's see if we can beat them. Nicely done, and I win. I get 1,600 for winning my 1v1, and you can go and enter again and keep repeating your 1v1s. But not only just in the 1v1 arena can you gain XP. If you actually search around this room, there are parkour that you can do, which I'll let you guys search for yourself, and also lots of different presents. Presents also grant you bonus XP. So the more presents you search, the more XP you get. Again, it does vary from how many players are doing it at a certain amount of time and how many times you've personally done it. An Accolade device does have a cap as well. The cap is still currently unknown. I've not yet to work it out, and I know some people have been saying it's in the millions. I don't actually know what the cap is. I've seen people earn absolute ton of XP in creative, and to be honest, this is all I've really been doing this season, and I'm already level 17 with only playing maybe like an hour worth of 50 fashion, maybe even less. So pretty awesome stuff. I've hardly played any BR yet. I haven't really had too much time to do it. I've been focusing on content, but also food fight. This was another one we mentioned in the video the other day. Now, when it comes to food fight, in the video the other day, I explained how this can give you a lot of XP by farming materials to defend your base. Now, farming materials doesn't always give you this amount of XP. If you've never done this before and not many players are doing it, you're going to get granted a lot of XP. But if a bunch of players are in the game, the way accolades work is they scale accordingly. So what would happen is the XP would be reduced for the amount of farming and scaled accordingly, but you may gain more for getting eliminations, winning the game and playing each round. The XP in food fight is granted for them different assets. One, it's granted for farming from wood, stone and metal, with metal giving the most XP. It's hard to find, no, it's rare to come across. And also you will gain XP for getting eliminations, winning the round and then playing a round. So after the round ends, when the next one starts, you'll also gain XP for playing that one. So that's the way food fight works. It's super awesome. The way it actually plays is you dive in, you head to your burger, you defend the burger or tomato depending on which team you are. You can see which team you are on the right. If you've got burger in your defend objectives, you can see there your B, I'm defending the burger, and then the other team is Z, which is the tomato team. You can also press the map button, which will show you the scoreboard and which team you're on if you do want to know. So you can see I'm defending the burger here. I'm trying my best to defend it. I've joined a little bit late on this game, but you can see I got a bunch of XP there for the elimination, and in past games I've earned over 2,000-3,000 per elimination, depending on how often people are farming compared to elimination. That's how accolades work. I hope this does give you a good overview of everything and how the scaling works. There is really no XP glitch. You can see there, round 1, 2,000 XP, really easy. Nice little bit of XP there for playing a little short round. And the same again, you can just keep repeating that throughout these rounds, and you can also farm in between XP by getting the materials to defend your base and so much more. So overall, what I want to say is food fight, 50 fashion and BR, combine them together throughout the season, have a good time playing them, as well as earning XP would be the best way of ranking up. You don't want to die hard, try and farm XP 24/7 because it's not as fun as playing. Just play the game normally, you'll get a lot of XP from it and it'll work perfect. Do your dailies, do all your quests, combo in a bit of creative. It doesn't have to be these two maps, it can be whatever you want, but these two I've given you a breakdown of how you can gain XP on them. They're also created by me, so if you want to support me and play my maps, it's a good way to go. So thank you so much everyone watching. Leave a like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to pop code POST in the shop, and once again, this is postboxpat signing out.